Though the Amityville house is most famously linked to the Ronald DeFeao killings in November of 1974, it was originally used to house Native Americans that were insane, sick, or withering. Those Indians were buried on the property, obviously from less than peaceful circumstances. To these Indians, buried on unconsecrated ground, lend to the later strange tragedy that would make this house so famous?
In the early morning hours of November 30th, 1974, Ronald DeFeao fatally shot his father, 2 brothers, and his sister. All were found in their beds, face down. And despite the neighbors' houses being close together, no one heard screams or noises. Mr. DeFeao claimed that ghosts were present during the events and had goaded him into eliminating his siblings, though his original intent was just to executing his father.
The home at 112 Ocean Avenue eventually went up for sale and was later purchased by George and Kathy Lutz for $80,000. Though they were told by the realtor about the tragedy, the Lutzes were so enamored with the home, pool, garage, and 4,000 square feet of waterfront that they immediately made an offer. The next 28 days are the events that led to the book and movie, Amityville Horror. Amityville moving day should have been a clue when the leashed family dog tried to flee the property, jumped the fence, and hung himself. Though the dog survived the ordeal, this was an ominous sign of things to come. What followed could not have been fluffed up anymore by Hollywood itself. The Lutzes claimed that keyholes oozed goo, the toilet water turned black, and nasty smells started to permeate the house. Septic problems? George started to get sick and lose weight, but if it was a general septic or well problem, the whole family would have been affected, especially the children. Later on, noises entered the house. The front door slammed on its own and footsteps pattered about the house. George also stated that static noises could be heard. When he investigated the downstairs area where they thought the source was, he found the furniture moved and the carpets rolled back. At the suggestion of friends who said they too had experienced ghostly experiences, the Lord's Prayer was recited room to room. That's when the noise went from static to full-blown words, including one screamed phrase, "Will you please stop?" As if that wasn't enough to motivate this family to leave the home immediately, entities gathered strength and started making themselves physically present. Kathy claimed that she felt a presence embracing her from behind. The family claimed they could see eyes peering at them through the windows at night. When they would investigate, all they would find were hoof tracks accompanied by the odd squeal. Other sightings included a little boy on the second-story landing and a dark cloaked figure. Their daughter Missy then developed a ghostly friendship with someone by the name of Jody. Missy claimed that Jody was an angel and could change shapes. Ominously, she said that Jody had told her, "You'll live here forever." The departure from the home is a bit ambiguous, but the way George tells it, the house almost felt like it was coming alive with flexing walls and groans. They decided to make a very quick departure to Kathy's mother's house during a very stormy night. After the Lutzes fled, they requested paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine Warren, to visit the home. The Warrens went to the house along with a Duke University professor and the president of the American Society for Psychic Research. Their reports included strong clairvisual and clairaudio messages from the ghosts dwelling in the home, air that seemed to solidify, and Ed claimed that he saw shadows along with thousands of pinpoints of light which was down in the cellar, and those shadows tried to push him about, scaring him out of his mind. There was not a person at the investigation that didn't declare the place felt of utter terror. Lorraine declared that the stronghold from the ghosts would be too severe to ever dislodge. So wretched was the feeling that the Duke professor rumored to have passed out from fear. Whether or not facts of this case were stretched or a complete hoax altogether, it still remains one of the most frightening and sensationalized ghost stories of our time.